You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and all of the brave?
Thank you, Raina, for singing that so beautifully. Now let's head to Pennsylvania with Pastor Zach Woods for today's invocation.
Hello, and I am excited to offer today's invocation for the competition today. Before we dive into some Sim Raf Guy Cup Series action, let's spend a moment in prayer together, shall we? Let's pray together. Almighty God, I thank you for the opportunity to pray over the competition tonight, to pray over those who are in the booth, to pray over those who pour into so much time and effort to make this Cup Series go around. Lord, I thank you that you have blessed the competition with the means to come together under their shared passion of racing and competition tonight. Lord, we cannot do this honorably without your help. And so as tensions rise and maybe angers flare, I pray that you might bless the field with a sense of fairness, a spirit of calmness, and yet one that still spurs upon competition. We want to honor you with how we act and how we drive, how we broadcast, and how we show our passions this evening. And so, Lord, I pray that whether we are at a super speedway or a short track, an intermediate, or anywhere in between, oh Lord, wherever the setting might take us, let us race honorably. We ask of that blessing tonight. We ask that we might honor your name and who we are and how we race. And all the glory and the honor of tonight's broadcast goes to you. We thank you, God, for the opportunity to meet new friends, to share in passions of racing, and to make this time about you. In your Son's name we pray, in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Pastor Zach. Now let's head trackside with Lugo the Lugnut for today's command to start your engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Hello race fans and welcome to Sim Racing Media. We are live here, taking the week off for Easter last week, at Kansas Speedway. Ready to go for 175 laps of heart-pounding action outside of Kansas City. Liam Irving up in the booth, joined by Alan Bergen. Wrong name on the bottom, we do apologize, Alan. Alan, how you doing here tonight? Oops, sorry, Alan. I gotta change one thing up, get you situated here. I do apologize for that, Alan. Got you now.
Well, here, I was just saying, we're just nestled outside this little gym, outside of Kansas City, Kansas, a good 4 hours away from St. Louis, and we got a full field of 31 drivers that think they can win this race tonight. Be on the lookout as we get ready to get gridded up and get ready to head down grid side for the EOL grid walk.
Now we're gonna see what we got in store here tonight. We've got 175 laps as stages here tonight, 5 additional tire sets, 3 grain white checkers if needed, and we're anticipating roughly 45 to 50 laps on fuel. They give or take about 5 on there with the 75% fuel range. Track temp at 68, air temp at 68 as well. That shouldn't be too much of an increment for. However, got a little bit of business to attend to before we get to the starting grid. I want to say this is the Jim Powell and Patricia Simmons Memorial 265. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get our grid. On the pole today, Thad Teasley with Chris Otto to his outside. Followed by Caleb Collins and Ryan White. Christian Rose in P5, followed by Chris Hubka. We're going to see Noah Jackson and Cameron Coster in row number 4. Wes Fuller and Charlie Childress. Charlie's got a fan in the chat who's already calling his shot. Jeff Kleinsmud, Peyton Holland making up row number 6 with Brock Whitehead and Brett Bullard. in row 7. Cole Martin and Matt Davies make up row number 8. Bill Hagan and Matt Metler, 1 row behind. Rounding out your top 10 here, Justin Hutchison with Greg Wood Jr. The Charles Whitehead, DJ Papa to his outside. Zach Woods and Patrick McQuaid, followed by Ryan Catalano. Johnny Williams sporting that beautiful Wrangler jeans number 7. Tom Bourne, Dalton McKinney, Johnny Williams, Adam Stewart, Tom Bourne, Joseph Grialva, rounding out the field. Mark Gonzalez back here. Oh. Getting ready to get fired up here in Kansas. Ellen, I know the track is one that's special to you. It's relatively close, and not sure why those lights are.
I'm not sure either, but they should be going away as that iRacing.com pace car jumps off on the pit road. Liam, let's go racing.
Indeed, let's go racing. Green flag is out. There goes those lights. Flag is out. Brought to you by Milwaukee Tools. We do apologize for that logo not being correct where it was supposed to be. I thought I had that figured out, but have to get some. Chris Otto up to the outside. Thad Teasley on the inside. Everybody fighting fierce into turns 3 and 4. Got to be sure to keep those cold tires underneath you. Everybody clean coming up off of turn number 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a grip kind of night here as they are already 3 and 4 wide. You know, Liam, as we go on further and further into the run, we're going to be able to see these guys kind of hustle that car on the high side.
Thirty-one drivers leading their second lap here in Kansas. There's Ryan White trying to get around Caleb Collins up on the outside. Collins right next to the grass coming up off of turn number 4, able to stay clear. Getting into turn number 1, that's 72. Not looking too bad. Otto, though, takes over the race lead on that first lap, puts down the fastest lap of the race at a 29.95.
I mean, it's all in the middle there, coming out of turns 3 and 4. Ryan White already going to the high side of that 34 car. There he is back there in the 4th position. Are you kidding me? Already on 4 lap old tires, he's already adventuring to the high line. And Liam, it's going to be okay for right now, but as we go later on that run, he's going to have to start searching for grip.
Yeah, Peyton Holland also searching for grip up top. He's going to tag the wall just a little bit coming up off of turn number 2. Starting to make some good runs there on Christian Rose in the 14. Remember, that wall contact slowed him just a little bit. Now Hubka looks down to his inside in that 5 machine.
I can tell you one thing. We're hoping that we don't see the muffler man yellow for too many times tonight. As we're working lap number 5, 174 laps to go.
4 laps complete, 171 to go.
There you go.
But yeah, I do want to see at least one muffler man yellow flag because I thought I did the right thing with the graphics. This green flag didn't work, so I want to see if the caution or the white is good. But if not, we're gonna have to make some changes for next week because I know that was Chris Hubka had asked. A little bit of clarification on it.
And for Peyton Holland, though, making some hay up on that outside line. He's running that Kyle Larson line, and he's almost bringing it down a little bit on corner exit. I don't know if that's going to help him in the long run.
On board, slow on the racetrack. He may have had an incident.
Oh, he did.
Car
He
might
had
be
that.
some damage on the rear end. Let's take a look quick. Oh, man.
Oh,
The contact with Patrick McQuaid. Put him into the inside wall, down to the inside of the racetrack, no caution.
Joseph Grijalva sitting on the inside wall.
He looks like he's in a pretty similar spot there. Him already up against the wall. Something not right there. Something is amiss on the Grijalva car, and straight to that inside wall, more than likely. That's going to bring out the caution here.
And there's our first muffler man caution of the night.
Oh, Johnny Williams. Lap 7.
A lot of action going on there in lap 7.
Quiet for it. Fortunately. Burt gets into Gonzalez because Coster is low.
And I know Johnny was looking to have a great night here.
On board with that number 7. Way off the track and tried to stay out of the way.
Oh, under our first muffler man caution of the evening. Made it through 10.
Lights are off on the pace car. Chris Otto, Caleb Collins, Ed Teasley, Noah Jackson, Ryan White round out the top 5. Alan, I feel bad. We were looking at replays during lap 7. So I propose we push it back 10 laps, 17. And then also just honor this. Also do lap 1.
Agreed.
Okay, well, Chris Otto ready to lead him down. New challenger, Caleb Collins and Jackson. Go back to Ryan White to his inside. Ready. Milwaukee Tools green flag. Flag is in the air. Sponsored by Milwaukee Tools. No idea what that light thing is.
Me neither.
Down into turn 1. Single file throughout the top 5. Side by side, here comes Peyton Holland up on the outside for 6th. Take that pass on Ryan White.
Yeah, here we go. Peyton Holland going back up to the high side, going back to work, trying to get that high side rubbered in. And we got to wonder if there's anybody else that's going to follow him. They're all spread out 3, 4, 5 wide even.
This is the beautiful thing about Kansas. You see a couple of them getting into the wall, coming up off of 2. That's not the beautiful thing about Kansas. My favorite thing is just where you can run anywhere. Guys are making hay on the bottom right now. That's where the grip is going to be. Beginning of this race, but back to when the tires start to wear down. Even on cold tires, after these tires wearing down, gonna see some guys running up to the top.
Yeah, definitely. As we are watching right now, Peyton Holland ran up to the high side. Now he's back on the low side. He is solely searching for that grip right now. And he's trying to find it. He's thinking maybe he can go back to the high side and get right up around that wall. He is just about a lane and a half down. A little bit of gap you gotta learn. Oh, we
whoa.
got trouble.
Redwood Jr. Gotta chase him. Round down the back straightaway. We saw him getting turned. Couldn't get our camera back on him. He got maybe a little bump coming up off of turn number 2. Got him sideways. An overcorrection back the right, but off the racetrack. No caution needed. Go back and take a look at that in just a moment. However, as we work lap number 16, we just aware of where we are. Yeah, and we do apologize for looking at replays on lap number 7, but pilot 1 here. Otto extends his lead about half a second right now. Noah Jackson 4/10 back behind Caleb Collins and Peyton Holland. Round out your top 10, or 5 rather, but Brock Whitehead, 6th place. Pretty strong up against that back bumper of the 18.
And definitely Peyton Holland still right there on the bottom of the racetrack. He's running 2 different lines, it almost seems like, and well, now he's just mired to the bottom. They're starting to get single filed out right behind this group right here. And that's going to be Matt Davies in a 31 or a 32 car. Just a little bit further back. There's that whole gaggle of cars right behind from about Matt Davies on back.
Apology. That jumping in there, I'm trying to work through and get those graphics correct. Alan, what are you seeing out here on this racetrack? There's some pretty good battles all throughout.
Yeah, definitely right here as we're watching the 12 car. He's getting in a mix with Matt Davies and Tad Teasley. Ryan White going low on the 12 car. He's going to get that move. Does he get the 2-for-1 special going into turn number 1? We're going to find out here as Matt Davies is just now under fire from the 34 car. Matt Davies on. Oh, here comes the 12. He's going to answer back. He's going to take the 34 car. Ryan White going to go high. 12 car going to go low. That's Brett Bullard. Matt Davies watching this battle in his rearview mirror. They're still duking it out. The 12 and 34 throwing haymakers at each other. And the 12 going to get held up by the 32 Busch Light machine.
Ooh, a
They
little
make
contact, and
contact.
down the racetrack goes the 12. Brett Bullard around.
We don't see a muffler man caution just yet. He's going to keep it pointed in the right direction.
Wait,
Oh, no.
trying to get her back going here. Lose a ton of time, already 2/3 a lap down.
Oh, man.
Those tires are going to be hot. It's going to be tough to keep that thing underneath you for the next 15 or so seconds.
Not the thing you want to see, Liam. That could ruin your night in a hurry. The 12 car is going to be begging for cautions now. So we got another battle burner here. It's Cole Martin and Justin Hutchins right here battling it out. And this is going to be a battle for 13th. They're side by side. Will they make contact? A bit of wall scrape there. You know, Liam, pretty respectful 25 laps in. Pretty respectful racing right now. As we see these two drivers battling it out. These guys are racing hard. A lot of points on the line here tonight. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Caleb Collins is giving Chris Otto the business here. As they are coming up on that 12 car. 12 car gonna go lap down after that spin. He tried getting it back going. Had issues getting it going again. But nonetheless, he's back on track. And we got a pass the
Caleb
lead.
Collins for the race lead. Makes it look pretty easy there on the bottom. Nice run as these guys start to close in. Brett Bullard for 12 machine, who we saw go around. Look at some of those spins here in just a moment. Caleb Collins now back under fire from Chris Otto, and they're catching up to this lap machine. Otto has to let off just a little bit on the bottom. Collins right up to the rear bumper of that 12 is all the draft that he can. But Otto does here, try to get a wider arc. Goes down to the bottom here. Be able to get clear of that 12, but Caleb Collins moving fast here in Kansas.
Yeah, definitely. As we are watching this Chris Otto and Caleb Collins battle happen right now here on Sim Racing Media. And Liam, you know, Caleb finally starting to pull away from Chris Otto a little bit, and it's 0.19 seconds. That's the gap, the eyeball test. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a whole lot in the everyday, in your everyday passenger car, but on the racetrack, that's an eternity almost.
Yeah, you know, when you're on the highway, generally, if you want to pass somebody, you can just push the gas down harder and go a little over the speed limit. You don't have that option here in auto racing, because they're pedal to the metal as much as they possibly can be. Tell you what, guys are so good at it, they figure out how to do a little less pedal to the metal at the beginning, so they can do a lot more at the end.
Yeah, definitely a little less pedal to the metal and a little more now. Well, here we are watching that number 46, Dalton McKinney, and the Sundrop car here tonight. We you know, two St. Louis companies going at it: Busch Beer, Sundrop Soda. Matt Davies, Dalton McKinney, the Lou represented here in Kansas tonight.
I tell you what, dude, there's going to be a night of libations. These are the two that I'm sorry. Oh, Davies gets up into the wall. Gonna say those are the two that I go with. I like Busch Light for beer. Sundrop goes good with almost anything. Now we got a gaggle of cars. Here's Mark Gonzalez trying to work his way up through. in 11th place right now. Started at the tail of the field as he always does. Looking the middle there on the outside of 32. Gonzalez also involved in that first incident. We saw him, one of the cars getting turned around sideways by the fort.
Yeah, Mark Gonzalez trying to. Well, he's broken in the top 10. He's up 20 spots, and he's got that 60 car Zach Woods just right in front of him. Now, some of these drivers are going to have decisions to make to try to get around these cars and advance their position. Like the three wide battle we got going on
in the middle.
And yeah,
Roast, the meat of the sandwich, a little bit of contact there with the 10. Well, Ryan White gets a good run up on the outside. He's going to be able to go to the bottom of Matt Davies. Wade was thinking about going to the bottom of the 10, thought better of it. Now he moves to the bottom of Rose.
about as close as you can get without wrecking.
A lot of that here in Kansas. This track is very conducive to racing like that. Especially when you come up off of the corners, you see somebody with a big run up top. Oh, Davies gets into the wall again.
Working lap number 34. Here comes Davies. He's going to get back up into the wall. He's running that Kyle Larson line, if you will. There's a high side, and then there's a Kyle Larson.
That looked more like a Ross Chastain line.
the Hail Melon. Chris Otto, meanwhile, trying to chase down that 72 car of Caleb Collins. I think I just took the words right out of his mouth.
Quite literally. Couldn't have said it any better myself. But lap number 36, you got to assume within 10 to 12 laps of pit stop have had the one car. Imagine you guys have saved a whole heck of a lot from it, but it might push a couple more laps.
You know, and that's the thing, is this racetrack doesn't produce a lot of cautions like we would see out of Bristol or Richmond. But, you know, Liam, the big news of the day here, you know, Cletus McFarland not being approved for Talladega.
Not really that big of news. You that surprised?
Not
really.
really.
With all due
Look,
respect, I'm a big fan of Cletus. I love his videos. I love what he does. I got to kind of side with what they're talking about on DB. I don't want you able to get through that process because you've got more followers. Easier has worked their way up through the ranks.
right.
Again, like, it's kind of a catch-22 because Elio's never run a plate race. Got a faster than 500 time. 4 500-mile race. If anything,
Yeah.
he can show that experience and show that kind of veteran's mentality of I don't need to get everything right now.
Correct. And I
put
can
it
agree
3 wide
more.
on lap 3. And
You can't do that at Rockingham.
But
Well-
Jackson having the issue. There for a moment. Thought he had a problem. He was losing spots, but good place. Just 2.5 seconds behind the lead. Losing in on Chris Otto. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in here live on YouTube. We saw Orange at the beginning. Saying Childress is winning. Peyton Holland. Otto. Damn, a Rip and a Holland is taking it all. Otto currently in second. Childress 15. Peyton Holland racing 7th. Around Dalton McKinney. Been phenomenal through the course of this day. He was super fast in practice. Another one who started at the back. Worked his way up 20 positions so far. Mark Gonzalez trying to follow him right through. One or spots right behind. One car separates the drivers of Peyton Holland.
No, Mark Gonzalez, watch out. Peyton Holland up 4 spots from where he started. Mark Gonzalez up 21. And that was almost disastrous as Mark Gonzalez almost gets in the back of Peyton Holland. Oh, I like that line that Peyton Holland's running. It's been a quick one.
Holland's all the way to the bottom. Holland all the way up top. Kenny kind of touched the wall a little bit there. He's lost a little time. All the way down to the bottom. Gonzalez with a little bit of toe from that 46. Looks like he's going to be able to clear Holland. Not into the corner. He should be able to at the midpoint. Peyton doesn't want to let him go.
We see a couple pit stops commencing with Cole Martin and Ryan Catalano.
'44. First could be scheduled. Big pit stops. A couple drivers. Chris Hubka, Ryan White coming in, as well as Matt Metler. Locks it up just a little bit. He's probably going to have to at least take right side time. Flag pit stops seem to be in full swing here on lap 45.
Yeah, lap 46 now, and there's the story of the hour. Caleb Collins with a 2 and almost a half-second lead over Chris Otto.
Jackson's running in 3rd place. A little bit quicker than Otto from time to time. Quite enough to make a huge dent in that gap. This time looks a bit different through 3 and 4, though. That time around, he gained over a 10th. Into the pits, Matt Davies. 24 should be coming in, Charlie Childress. Hutchison, I think, is coming in this time. Chris Otto comes in from 2nd place. The 10 misses the pits. Justin Hutchison couldn't get her locked down in time.
Oh, he had to hit the abort button near lap number 48. That's going to put him behind the 8 ball. This is the last place you want to get buried on pit stops.
Yeah, it's been tough to pass. It's been super competitive all day. Doesn't seem to be a race that's trending in the yellow direction. Butlerman yellow direction. And coming in. Oh, and he's going to get sideways on the apron. Gets into the grass. A disastrous pit entry here for Justin Hutchison. Caleb Collins comes in from the lead. Zach Woods, Peyton Holland is in as well. Noah Jackson stays out to lead.
Oh, man. What?
There's Noah Jackson in from the race lead as well. He's going to stay out to lead 1 lap. Look at that. 12. Oh, no, that's not the 12. That's Wes Fuller, the 35, getting sideways. Very likely going to be an unsafe pit entry. Some sort. Gets penalized. Mark Gonzalez and Dalton McKinney stay out to lead. Gonzalez able to get around McKinney. Number 8, Oreo Chevy Camaro is looking stout today. Gonzalez going to stay out another lap here. Christian Rose, 3rd driver on track. He's coming in pits. Just 2. Gonzalez and Dalton McKinney. Gonzalez comes into pit this time. McKinney all the way up on the top side. Gonzalez staying out. McKinney staying out. 1 lap's complete. Like, Chris Otto was able to take advantage here. Takes the race lead back from Caleb Collins. Or effectively be the race. Gonzalez and McKinney come into pit. These drivers came in on lap 9, that very first caution. The only 2 drivers on the lead lap. Chris Otto sits in 3rd place right behind Matt Davies there, trying to find a way around that 32. Over, lap down. He is really struggling to find a way around that 32. It's going to cost him a lot of time. Here comes Caleb Collins closing back in. Noah Jackson not too far off of this group either. Matt Davies really putting a fight to Chris Otto. Did not want him to get around, and Otto just couldn't find a way around. Davies gets up into the wall. That's going to slow Collins up a touch. That gap is now a 1/4 second. Collins has 1 lap fresher tires. But Jackson trying to follow through. The 67 of Greg Wood also here. Got to think those top 2 are going to be coming into the pits in the next lap or 2.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, Mark Gonzalez, up 29 spots out here in the lead for just a little bit until he decides to hit the proverbial parachute and come down pit road. One driver's been helped with, that's been good with, with saving tires.
Yeah, he was able to save him really well at the road course. Watkins then found himself with a win. Fortunately, couldn't work his way up the field in Sonoma. Found himself out of the race midway point. Tough break for Mark. You know how tough these races are and how perfect you have to be if you want to win.
Yeah, these 2 definitely have not went into the pits yet. That's Mark Gonzalez and Dalton McKinney. So we're watching this Chris Otto and Caleb Collins right now. Once Gonzalez, well, there they are. So that's going to be the race lead right there when we cycle back around.
Back up.
Overshot his pit stall.
The top 3 under a blanket behind Greg Wood. A few laps down at the barely hanging on to the tail end of down. Comes Noah Jackson to the inside of Caleb Collins. Tried to make a move coming up off of 2. Couldn't quite stay on the inside. Now he moves to the outside of Caleb. Got a run he can get coming up off of 4. Stays to the outside. Stays on the banking. There's a bit of speed to be gained. You can get a nice run getting into turn 1. Set up exactly this move. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. Collins stays middle. Trying to get some of that nose to the right quarter. Otto hits the wall from the lead. As side-by-side, side drafting down the back straightaway. Into the corner. Aggressively goes Noah Jackson. 72 of Collins trying to keep him pinned down as low as he can go. As trying to play the limbo through the corner here is now Noah Jackson is the one to go next to the grass.
Well, I tell you what, the only driver that wants to see those guys side by side right now is the 88 car of Chris Otto. He's quietly taking off with a half-second lead. But he's going to have, once he gets to Matt Kleinsma there, he's going to have a decision to make.
Also got to try to keep that right side off of the wall coming up off of 2. Noah Jackson got around Caleb Collins, and he is coming with a head of steam. Collins tries to move down to the inside once again. Not quite enough there to get to inside of the 87. Otto, he's got a good chance to hold on to this. Just got to keep it off of the wall. Try to keep the car where the 87 is good running. It off the wall that time, but got to take a look at the right side of this car as it comes through. That looks pretty clean. I don't think much damage has been done. Here comes Collins attempting another look to the inside.
I think maybe it'll buff out.
Might not be enough to worry about buffing out. Heard about some potential connectivity issues. 5 car.
Ooh.
The lead heating up. Otto's got the advantage of the clean air. But Jackson has been cold and calculated, able to methodically inch his way closer to that back bumper. Playing chess at 175 miles an hour through the middle of these corners. I'm supposed to get down to about 165, 160.
Here we go. Noah Jackson still trying to make some ground up on that 88 car. Chris Otto. It's down to 0.17. Here comes Caleb Collins, though. He's going to get in the mix. Can Caleb Collins get the 2-for-1 special?
He's just biding his time back here. He's trying to make sure that, Jackson gets up to the wall there. Trying to make sure that he can take advantage if something like that happens. And here he is, side by side for second. I tell you what, Chris Otto may have some clean air. Not much. Still got that Greg Wood Jr. 67 machine right in front of him. Trying to hold on to just 2 laps down. That his race can turn around here after 64 laps are complete. Still got 111 to go. Otto gets the wall that time. And now Collins closing in down the back straightaway.
Comes Caleb Collins. He's looking to make a move on Chris Otto. He's almost to his back bumper.
Almost a little bit of contact there coming up off of 4. To the inside. Otto trying to defend. Go dead even into turns 1 and 2. Collins on the low side. Otto up on the outside. Where does Jackson go? He's going to stay on the top side. Get Otto a bit of a run, and now Jackson going to try to get his nose to the outside rather of the 72. Can Otto stay with them? Not quite clear coming up off of the car. Oh, contact! Around goes Collins into the wall!
Chris Otto involved.
The muffler man caution comes out for the second time today. Racing for the lead. Caleb Collins goes around off of the front bumper. Chris Otto.
These two are not going to be happy with each other.
Gonna have to slow that one down. Check it from high above.
I mean, they're racing hard here, coming down the back straightaway, Liam. And he comes off into turn number 4. No harm, no foul right there. Chris Otto maintaining in the lane. And I think Caleb's just going to slide right up in front of the 88 car. Like he normally does. It's coming floating the top. And he expected maybe Chris Otto to go up also.
Good save there. Chris Otto. But he coming into the pits here. Chris Otto getting a little bit of a reprieve there, being able to cover from that slide. Jackson inherits the race lead. Otto gonna get some of that contact looked at. He hit the wall a couple times. Collins just behind him, gonna get some of that damage repaired, but I'll have to serve a penalty. Causer of that collision. Coster in the 2. Stay out for this muffler man. Yellow flag period. At Davies, your lucky dog was able to round his pit work completed. Now comes around back. The lead lap. Your Welt's closing. Welt's clothing. Lucky dog.
Did that one 5 times fast. Lap number 69 is what we're working right now under our second muffler man caution of the evening. We got a whole new front row.
Listening to some chatter on the radio, the 72 disagrees with at fault. Well, it's I have to talk about that one after. Cameron Coster gonna lead us down. Noah Jackson to his outside. Then Dalton McKinney, Brock Whitehead, Ryan White, Mark Gonzalez. Lead us down. Milwaukee, green flag is out.
Yeah, we're on number 70. There goes the 2 car of Cameron Coster as he gets the whole shot. Noah Jackson to his outside. He's gonna lead. He's gonna be right there in the lead now as they work down the back straightaway. Jackson gets the slight advantage there. 3, 4, 5, 3 wide. Still 3 wide.
Be interesting to see how these guys work around that number 2. Jackson able to get around him. Brock Whitehead works his way up into second place. Restarting just inside the top 5. He's going to be able to take second. Ryan White follows through on the outside. Christian Rose. Alton McKinney trying to follow through. Here comes Patrick McQuaid down on the inside. We saw him sideways down the back straightaway. Didn't get the caution. Back up into the top 5 for Patrick McQuaid.
Cameron Coster driving through the lineup like a rock. Unfortunately, he drives a Ford, but nonetheless, he's just barely hanging on to. Well, now he's falling outside the top 10.
Yeah,
And
he's
he's
gotten
still
up into
falling.
the wall here.
Might be trying to get down the pit road.
It's so easy to hit the wall here. Kansas. Coming up off of these corners in the next gen.
Noah Jackson leading this field. 0.43 seconds. That's your gap. Lap 74 of 175 in the history books.
Little 10 car gets a little sideways on entry.
He's gonna get sideways. Does he save it? He dirt tracks it around there. Peyton Holland up by the wall.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh no!
That Hubka into him.
And
Hubka
he's
got into
gonna
him. A little bit of
go.
damage there to the 5. That thing not handling well.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be miserable to drive now after this.
Straight into the pits. Gonna take the penalty. He doesn't even care. Trouble back straight away.
Oh no, Bill Hagan in a 3-car. That's gonna bring
And
on
the muffler
another
man,
muffler
caution.
man.
Come out once again. Oh, whoa.
That would be
Greg
Greg
Wood
Wood Jr. Gonna bounce off the wall. Gets a little loose. Oh.
Backed it down to the inside. Came back up the track.
Oh. Well, that one hurt.
Not as damning as it gets.
Yeah, unfortunately. Nonetheless, 76 laps complete here. Only our third caution of the night. Making pretty good timing.
On board. Beltsclothing.com lucky dog recipient for that damage fixed and then extended up. Get back on to the lead lap. Sponsored. Beltsclothing.com. Under our third muffler man caution of the race. Bo Jackson, Brock Whitehead, Ryan White, Dalton McKinney, Mark Gonzalez, Christian Rose, Patrick McQuaid, Zach Woods, followed by Ryan Catalano, Charlie Childress, worked his way up into the top 10.
And Charlie Childress has some
Back
fans.
to the Milwaukee Tools flag.
Okay, now only going to step out of the line. T crosses the stripe on lap number 79. Off the back straightaway, turn to one. Noah Jackson with the lead. Brock Whitehead continues to run second. Ryan White in third. Feel sorry for the guy that's got to land on the ground for that shot.
Me too. Cameraman's really coming.
I mean, he doesn't get paid very much.
Side by side there with McKenney trying to get to the third place. Takes it away from Ryan White. Dallas just behind. Trying to close in. Patrick McQuaid and Christian Rose.
I can tell you what, Liam, the sense of urgency is going to start ramping up here, as we are 81 laps, almost 81 laps complete. At this time by as they come out of turn number 4.
Jackson just ran the fastest lap of the race. Trouble front straightaway. Chris Otto is around. Matt Metler is involved. Cameron Coster.
Oh no.
The dominant cars early. Heavy damage now.
Yeah, you just hate that for Chris Otto.
And Otto maybe didn't realize McQuaid was there and just huge damage. Another look here, and I don't think he expected that 77 to be there.
No.
Oh. Nowhere for Metler to go. Kleinsma gets a piece of it. Coster. Huge damage for all three of them. Not sure what the damage looked like on Kleinsma when we look. Got some right front. That toe link might be... Yeah, that toe link is pointed to the right.
Ugh. That might be a night ender there.
All right, well, gonna go ahead, step aside, pay some bills real quick. Back with some heart-stopping action. EOL Race Wrap Guy Cup Series.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
All right, back live here at Kansas. Noah Jackson, the outside of Brock Whitehead. Then Walter McKenney in third, Ryan White, and Mark Gonzalez in the top 5. Flag back in the air. Jackson hits away strong. That caution, Brett Bullard was our Lucky Dog winner. Award recipient. Clothing.com Lucky Dog. Going to Brett Bullard. Back up in the front. Action heating up in the top 5. We've got a bit more action in the middle of the pack as well. Ed Teasley, your pole sitter, he's trying to get himself back up into the top 10 for a rough middle portion of this race. This chart there, he's been trying to work his way back up through the field. Sits in 12th is Matt Davies. Another one of our Lucky Dog recipients from earlier in the race. Clothing.com. Ooh, Holland into the wall. But Jackson once again puts down the fastest lap of the race. This time a 29.84. Start pretty steady up at the front of the field. Do appreciate everybody tuning in here live on Sim Racing Media. It truly has been a blast so far tonight. These guys put on some incredible racing. Had some shakeups early on. 89 laps complete. Of course, you know, we want to bring up Johnny Williams here. He's in the pits. He's been in the pits. And did him. He is still here. Races a memorial for mother and passed away. Jim Powell and Patricia Simmons memorial 65. Take a silent lap 107. Put Jackson out to about an 8/10 of a second lead. Brock Whitehead, Dalton McKenney to work his way up into third. Mark Gonzalez in fourth, but he's got a fight. Ryan White coming up off of turn number 4. White goes a little bit wide. Get up out of the throttle. Gross in the 6th place. Papa. Jack Woods. Keaton Holland recovering back to 9th. Easily able to get his way up into the top 10. Oh man, Patrick McQuaid, Brett Bullard, Tom Bourne. Pretty wide through the middle of turns 3 and 4. McQuaid settles out in the back as Tom Bourne and Brett Bullard keep going at it. I'm having sort of issue. By side here down the back straight. Okay? Try to figure out what happened to Allen's voice. See that you're trying. Jackson continues to lead this second over. And he's starting to in. Rather, Mark Gonzalez starting to close in. Penny.
Well, here we are at lap 98 now in the books, 97 in the history books. Noah Jackson, Brock Whitehead, Mark Gonzalez.
Side-by-side battle here with Woods. And now you see Papa trying to get his way up into here as well. Thad Teasley trying to work his way back up to the front where he started.
Yeah, Noah Jackson continues to lead this thing by about a second.
Papa got up into the wall there. Rose gets into the back of him. Continue to move forward here, but they closing up here in this battle just inside the top 10, Alan. Tom Bourne trying to get himself up into here. Remember, he spun out early, didn't get the caution, went a lap down, had to take that Welts Clothing Lucky Dog Award. Himself back into the top 10 with that move.
Sometimes it's not a bad thing to take that Lucky Dog Award. But right now, here he is battling with the 13 car of CJ Papa. Isn't it weird that it's the 14, 16, and 13 cars battling? Where's the 15 car at?
Car's an 18th, but take that and I'll raise you a 12 car. Brett Bullard.
Okay.
We got the 12, the 13, the 14, and the 16 all racing under a blanket. I know it sounds like there's a punchline coming. The only thing coming is some good, hard racing action. Comes Patrick McQuaid down to the inside.
That's the only thing coming right now is some Patrick McQuaid getting into this mix.
Scotty, we appreciate you jumping in on the comments, and of course we're very happy to talk about. Gotta be, I can't imagine, or I can only imagine what you're going through. Glad to be able to talk about. To apologize for that. For 107 here and just 2 laps, and we're glad you showed up, and very unfortunate about your accident getting of this race. Watch you throughout the race.
Yeah, definitely. It's we're about 4 laps away from going silent in their honor again. So
Noah still holding on to about that 0.8 of a second lead. Brock Whitehead starting to close in just a little bit. Last lap, he was a 10th quicker. This lap, he was another 10th quicker. Guys trading blows back and forth as Mark Gonzalez tries to find his way to the front. He is all the way up on the outside, gets up into the wall just a little bit. Part of the outside that one time around.
I love the strategy that Mark Gonzalez is getting right here. Just hanging out at 3rd position, making laps. He won that thriller at Watkins Glen earlier in the season. It'll really, honestly, goes back to back and follows up the next week. Ever since that second win, Liam, it's almost like the 8 car's been lackluster.
Well, and I wouldn't necessarily say that, because Mark's a guy who always likes to start at the back, work his way up through what he did at Watkins Glen was really impressive. Started at the back, worked his way up. There was no cautions. With Peters, he had a couple of issues, and you just want to correct myself, given the wrong information that Sonoma race. Sorry for the misinformation. Yeah, she was strong, but Mark was able to pair and kill that one. Got it done again at Richmond. And Noah Jackson has extended his lead to about 1.3 seconds. Mark Gonzalez trying to close in out of the back bumper of that 31, who seems to be faltering a little bit.
And Mark Gonzalez now almost 0.2 of a second behind Brock Whitehead. There's the eyeball test. And Matt, if you ever want to see if your glasses work just as well as the next person, go to a race and administer the eyeball test.
Eyeball test tells all.
The eyeball test does tell all. But hey, Liam, some big news coming from your side here, as we have a big race coming up. Not to take away from anything that this is going on, but why don't we say more about that race?
Yeah, we've got the Old Glory 500 coming up on May 16th. Over a month away. Sim Racing Media's event, commemorate 100 miles, Indianapolis. Practical racing, and of course, if you're watching, if you're in this league, anybody is invited. Sign up link, I believe. Not, oh, did it put in there? Yeah, we're hoping to have you. It'll be 200 laps in Indianapolis. Winner gets $100. Place gets 5th. Third is 25. Looking for more sponsors to increase those payout numbers. So that entry fee will also kind of increase the number that base guaranteed is before. Get the entry fees, that's going to go entirely back to drivers. I'm excited.
I am too. And if you want to be a sponsor, how did they get a hold of you?
Find me, Liam Irving, on Facebook. You can find Sim Racing Media on Facebook. That's going to be the direct approach. Otherwise, you can join our Discord through our Discord. I want to say we got a link in the description here too, but I'm wrong. Giving more missing. Ryan White, Dalton McKinney coming into the pits here. 114. These guys last came in on 67. Like Matt Medler jumps in the chat, says, "Dang, that stinks. Had a lot of long run speed. Getting ready to turn it up." Poo-poo. And the poo-poo shoot over the 51 and game over. You way with words is incredible. Hey, if you're still watching, want to jump up in here for a couple laps and talk with us about your race? We're more than happy to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun when Matt Metler's in the booth. He's good. It's always a good time.
Gonzalez working his way up to the top of the racetrack. Once again, trying to close in on Whitehead. Gets that run coming up off of the corner, but Whitehead so smooth in the center. Not able to give Gonzalez all of that advantage that he wants. Gonzalez goes all the way down, follows him down, gets a little bit into that wake, but able to close in considerably that time around. While we're at it, both of these drivers have closed in considerably on Noah Jackson. Back to 0.8 of a second from 1.4 earlier between first and second. 1.2 separates first and third.
Yeah, here we are watching Noah Jackson. Look, you're not missing anything up in the front of the field. As we're watching this Brock Whitehead and Mark Gonzalez battle going on right now, and it's almost like Mark Gonzalez gets a better quarter exit.
Yeah, that outside lane is really helping him get that corner exit. I think Gonzalez has the better car. It's just about finding a line that fits his style. Currently, looks like he's found a line. However, hearing word that the race leader is coming into the pits this time, comes in and follows him. Gonzalez looks to the inside. He's going to follow.
Oh, do what the leader
That was
does.
an aggressive entrance. I think he got it down. Yeah, I'm not seeing a flag. Brock Whitehead stays out. He's going to lead. Thad Teasley moves up into second place. Second half recovery has been remarkable. Get you updated a little bit more on that in a few moments. Here in the 31 is coming into the pits, so Thad Teasley going to be able to lead a lap after losing the lead on the first lap.
Yeah, definitely 31 car. Gonna go in the pits. Brock Whitehead, Zach Woods going in the pits. Patrick McQuaid in the pits. Charlie Childress, and look, he had a fan. Childress is winning this race, and well, he's up one. He's up to ninth going into this pit stop.
What kind of ground that 24 can make up? Oh, and the caution is out. The muffler man caution flag comes out. We've got a search around the racetrack. What has happened here?
Oh no, the tough break.
Up in two. Flag number 5, sponsored by Muffler Man. And this changes absolutely everything.
Yes, it does.
Right, so we're hearing that Mark Gonzalez sideways brought out the caution flag. And he was pushing it real hard, he got around Noah coming up off of the pit lane.
And he's gonna cold tires and
Yeah, it keeps it to the left, trying not to go back up the racetrack. Does not want to overcorrect out of the racetrack, but caution's going to come out, and Gonzalez, since there wasn't really any major contact, and well, it wasn't a causing of a collision, it was caution coming out, going to get EOL penalty.
okay, that makes sense.
Easily. Brett third. Noah Jackson. Steve, the WeltsClothing.com Lucky Dog Award. Fifth place driver.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, 122 last 5 cautions. We're not doing horrible.
No, now we've just got a bunch of wave rounds. You see all of these drivers in front easily. So lights are off on the pace car, and look at how many drivers are going to go around.
Ooh.
Gonzalez is going to have to go to the EOL. Going to be 15 back on the lead lap with CJ Papa. Back around. Thad Teasley out of the race lead. I have Tom Bourne to his outside. Christian Rose, Brett Bullard. And it's Noah Jackson. Ryan Catalano up into 6th. Brock Whitehead. I mean, he's at 7th, but he's way back. Zach Woods, Patrick McQuaid, Charlie Childress, Dalton McKenney, and White, Matt Davies, Jay Papa. Got a lot of catching up to do, and
Not a whole lot of time to do it in.
now here's the thing. I'm not sure how the EOLs work. Steve Gonzalez is going to have to give up all of those spots. The lights are going to stay on for that purpose because it's kind of taken everything so long to come around. The way that they have to grid up for a restart, it's the lead lap cars up in the front, then it's the lap down cars, then the wave around, or then the free pass car, then the wave around cars, and then it's the penalized cars. So, had to get Mark to the back of the field, and it is a very longest line that back of.
Exactly.
Only two
That's-
drivers up on top.
That is a long line to be behind.
Side by side for the lead as we get the next flag by Milwaukee Tools. A lot of drivers down on that inside lane. It's going to get a little sketchy. Especially knowing that you can't really change lanes for the start-finish line. Green flag is out. Sponsored by Milwaukee Tools. Bullard really struggled to go there. He's got somebody, got Catalano looking low, looking high. Whitehead looking to the inside of Catalano. Ellie Childress trying to defend from McKenney. Peyton Holland in this group as well, trying to get down to the bottom side. Ryan White, Matt Davies, getting side by side just behind these two. Davies got a run down to the inside on White. White's a driver we've seen up front for a lot of this race. Gonna try to find his way back to the front. Peyton Holland makes another pass, this time on Charlie Childress. And here's Dalton McKenney, looking to the inside of Kleinsma, looking to the inside of McQuaid. It's around the 15 machine. 15's a lap down, but still able to show that speed and prowess of that 46. Front Teasley still leads. Started this race in first. He's currently in first, but if you take a look at that chart, that tells the entire story. Around the midway point, or a little bit before, rather the 1/3 point of this race, all the way back outside of the top 25. Pit stop. Now finds himself in the race lead with Tom Bourne just behind him.
It definitely is we're closing in on the end of this one here. And that Tom Bourne right there had that early spin in the opening laps of this race, has battled back. Talk about a recovery run for that 16 car.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job as well. We can take a look at his chart here, and He started at the back, worked his way up just a little bit, and stuck at the back after that spin. Get some repairs early on as well. Stayed out for a little while to try to get some track position. Worked in his favor, and ever since then, it's just fighting, clawing his way back to the.
Yeah, definitely driving like a championship contending team. That Tom Bourne, that Sky Motorsports, but don't discount that number 14 car, or the 12, or the 31 that's right behind him.
Start to drive away just a little bit. 14, like you said, Brett Bullard in the 12 also. of Brock Whitehead rounding out the top 5, and Zach Woods in the 60, up 17 from where he started. Good run for him at this stage in the game. 45 laps to go.
Yeah, love that drive out of the 60 car of Zach Woods, who gave the invocation earlier tonight, as he does every week when he started the show.
Take a look at Ryan White. Really struggling to get speed in this 34 machine. Came in on lap 113, went a lap down, had to take that wave around. Back around CJ Papa, but these guys are fighting for the last spot on the lead lap as Kleinsma gets up into the wall. He's around in turn 2.
Oh, gonna pancake the wall. Come back down the racetrack. No muffler man caution just yet. And I don't think we're going to see one. We stay green.
We're not.
We'll definitely take it.
Beasley, Bourne, and Bullard still in the top 3, but Whitehead closing. Actually, Christian Roos has been passed by a couple of them. Oh, he's going to be under fire here from Peyton Holland. Zach Woods back there as well. And here comes Dalton McKinney making a big move down on the bottom of Zach Woods.
Yeah, Dalton McKinney
can't block them both. McKinney down to the inside. Here comes Dalton up into 6th place.
Dalton
back
McKinney.
Sorry?
I say Dalton McKinney loving this side-by-side racing that's behind him, and our special guest is in the waiting room.
Well, Matt, it's not exactly how we wanted to talk to you, but you know we're happy to get you up here nonetheless. First off, how are you doing here tonight?
Well, hey, the band is officially back together for at least right now. I appreciate the invite to come up in the booth. I was feeling really good, actually. I think Ryan and I had a really good plan. And all week we've been just working on long run speed, and the car definitely had it tonight. And we were getting ready to just turn her up. And then, like I said in the YouTube.com chat, just sometimes bad things happen. And that's exactly what happened. I know Chris Otto probably feels upset. He's usually really critical when he makes a mistake, but I mean, that's just a racing deal. It stinks. 2 red line cars are out, but we got one still in that thing. And Ryan Catalano's got a strategy he's working on right now. He thinks he might be able to go the distance from here and win this, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, he's a little bit off of the pack. It's like he is just kind of biding his time, so we'll do. A long way to go, but you do it. That would be mighty impressive. And yeah, Matt, I kind of liked your phrase there in the YouTube chat. You said somebody pulled the poo-poo chute over that 51 and game over. Sometimes that's just how it goes. You know, you find yourself just a victim of circumstance.
It's okay. You can rub in Indianapolis again. I'm waiting for it.
Oh, he's gonna bring it. Okay.
Every time I talk to him,
I wasn't going to say anything, but since you're going to bring it up, Alan and I have talked about which race I'm going to run.
you're going to be out on the racetrack. This is excellent news.
Not in this one, for Western States.
Yeah. I think this is 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
2 weeks' time. Yeah. Tune in at 10:20 Central or 10:20 Eastern as I trade in a fire suit and a decent bedtime. Enjoy making money up in the booth.
Hey, you're going to have the Allen experience up in the booth and Mr. Restrictor down on the racetrack. Liam knows how to get it done. I mean, he'll put on a show. I know when you broadcast with him, it's hard to get a word in sometimes, but I mean, when he's on the racetrack, he is all business and he is FAST fast. So I expect him to do quite well out there.
I appreciate kind words, but we've got some guys doing quite well out here on the racetrack. Peyton Holland side by side with Brock Whitehead, trying to take that 5th place or 4th place back away. Holland had it for just a few moments over that 31, but Brock able to fight back on the outside.
Yeah, definitely Peyton Holland working his way to the inside there. And we, Matt, we saw him all, pretty much the opening laps, go to that high side, and as I like to say in the dirt world, put it on the cushion as he's going to slide up and Brock's there, and he knows it, avoiding the contact there.
About as close as you can get without hitting that time. Peyton Holland going to send it in there deep. Complete that pass.
You want to talk about a John Force special. I mean, there you go. I mean, they are gridlocked like they're 5 o'clock traffic, except they're going 180 miles an hour, and they can't get away from one another. Typically, this would bring the next cars in line or help them get into the mix, but I believe they're also tied up in a pretty heated battle as well. Nonetheless, this is some great racing going up here at the point. Toyotas lead the way, and I believe these are also teammates now. Peyton Holland coming over, I believe, from, it may have been Hubka Motorsports last year. And then the story with the 31, you have Brock Whitehead. That's the younger brother of Trey. And he now leads, he's now the HMFIC in charge over at Whitehead Racing. So you have 2 Whitehead cars going at it here for everything it's worth and being very respectful. You like seeing that out of teammates.
Yeah, you definitely do. As these guys, racing for 4th place, trying to find a way to close in on Thad Teasley, who has been kind of unstoppable once he's taken back that clean air. Took him a little while to get it. Done a pretty phenomenal job here as we work lap 144 of 175. 43 complete. That leaves us go, if my Minnesota math is correct. Tom Boren, we're starting to close in just a little bit.
We're not doing St. Louis math.
As long as you don't have to do Matt's meteorology math. All right.
That's a hey, that was clutch when we needed it.
I tell you what, it did get Jonathan Leach through a tornado in southeast Missouri.
I'll never forget that broadcast. You got the boss man driving literally into a tornado, and I believe myself and Dave were live on air, and Alan was kind of playing radar liaison, and that was good teamwork that night. I remember that very well.
Well, you know what the thing is too, Matt and Liam, is I was broadcasting during a tornado warning. Luckily, it's already in my safe space.
This is always a good thing, and I'll tell you what, who's in a good safe spot right now. Check out Noah Jackson there. He's in that 6th position. That guy seems to have been the car to beat all race long. I mean, he's had just wicked speed since we unloaded here tonight in that 87. And if you go back to the start of the season with Jackson, I mean, he was supposed to be the face of, Hubka Motorsports, I believe, and he was not happy with the way the season kind of started off. And I think some of the people, some of the league members started to think, hey, maybe he's not who we thought he was. And I knew this kid would turn it around. And since he found that switch and hit it, I mean, he has been lethal. Every time I tune into the broadcast, it seems like he's either in the lead or he's up there with the leaders as he works in now on the back of that 31. I mean, he's had the most speed this race. I would be shocked if the 87 stays out of victory lane when this one's all said and done.
Yeah,
3 seconds to catch up to Thad Teasley.
Yeah, definitely the stands at Hourglass starting to dwindle down for some of these drivers, especially Noah Jackson, who's got a 3-second gap to overcome.
We are seeing some guys come into the pits. Dalton McKenney has made a pit stop. Eventually trying to short pit it. 2 tires looks to be the call on that 46 machine with a 9.98 second pit stop. Trying to make that pit stop early and go hard from the get-go. Hope that he can make up enough time. These guys up front come into pit, whether it be for a splash of fuel. Tom Bourne comes in, big time sideways, keeps her straight, gets her locked down, no penalty. Fantastic drive there from Tom Bourne getting into the pits. Zach Woods coming in, Jay Papa coming in as well. If we can see Tom Bourne coming into the pits. Time slide.
Yeah, here he is taking his normal line. And Matt, as we saw all night, it's so difficult to get on pit road. There he goes. Just slides it in and no penalty.
I always call him Tom Bomb because he always bombs it in there, but that's just me. And he lived up to his name on that one, and he always finds a way to save it. I mean, that guy could save a race car like no one I've seen in quite some time. So I'm not surprised he righted the wrong and kept on going. But a lot of times, he just impresses the heck out of me on the racetrack. I mean, he could put out his own highlight reel out if he wanted to, just from all the saves he's had in this league alone.
Yeah, and I know it. These next-gen cars are really wonky when it comes to saving them. It's almost like, obviously the more sideways you get, the less likely you are to save it. But the longer you're sideways, the less likely you are to save it. Whereas with a 6th-gen car, you could get sideways, but some of that side force, you could kind of keep the throttle in it, go down the track, get that side force, and straighten her back out. The car doesn't really allow you to do it, so sideways for 3 full seconds like that and just knock it back into place. Impressive stuff there.
Absolutely, and he's been doing that for as long as I've known him. Is bad. Up at the point, your pole sitter regains the lead. But what are you guys thinking here on the, I'm not sure what the story is on the one, if he still needs the pit or if he can go the distance. But Thad's been really impressive as well this race.
As far as we know, their guy is the only one who thinks they can make it. Looking at about 45 to 52 laps. I think we saw 52 as the longest. He's looking to go 54 on a tank of gas. It still could be possible for that number 92. Gonna have to keep Dalton McKenney behind him. Tom Bourne got 18 seconds between himself and Dalton McKenney. Tom Bourne closing in on Dalton. Tom took 4 tires that last time when he came into the pits. Working in his advantage as that gap was 5 seconds out of the pits, and it's now 12. 18's coming in this time.
Yeah, Peyton Holland coming into pit road this time, and unfortunately Joseph Grava went in the race to the beer stand early in this one. And here comes Peyton Holland. Let's see how he does getting on the pit road, and he gets a 10.
Yeah, pretty easy there. Here comes Noah Jackson looking at the inside of that 31. And I know this is a battle that you're a big fan of. You've been able to see it from a couple of different perspectives.
I love this battle right here. This is what I came up to the booth for, to be honest with you. We all know I want to talk to you guys, but I was hoping we'd see a primetime showdown between the 87 and the 31. They kind of had a little bit of a falling out, I believe, after last season. Don't know if there's any beef left over, but we're going to find out here. And the 87, this track right here really, for whatever reason, just magnifies the aerotight condition or the dirty air that we always get consumed with this particular race car. But it is, I'm not sure why it's magnified the way it is. You could be a half a second, a full second faster than somebody, and then you get stuck right here. Liam, what do we always used to say? Catching them is one thing, passing them is another. And right now, he is just stuck behind this massive bubble behind the 31, and he knows how to play this like a chess piece. Whitehead, the Brock edition, or the Brock version, as I used to say, is very good at putting that race car where you don't want it, and he will make your life hell behind him trying to figure out a way around him. Jackson just has to be patient here. Don't burn the right front off this car. If you save that right front, you got a shot.
Did a pretty good job of getting half a lane lower this time around. Is that Top It Off Hot Sauce Company? League sponsor, actually. Top It Off Hot Sauce. And a racing family of drivers. This time around, Noah gets a little bit higher, and that's gotta hurt his corner with that wake. Getting around Catalano. And that's not for position quite yet. McKenny and Bourne are still about 9 seconds off of Catalano here with 16 laps to go. Now we're just watching Whitehead stay in Noah Jackson's way.
Yeah, Noah Jackson getting a way better entry, but Brock Whitehead getting a way better exit coming off of turn number 1. There's the eyeball test. That's what is showing everybody
Here comes
right
Jackson
now.
down pit road. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, that was good, Matt. That was aggressive pit entry there for Noah Jackson. And I think it was about time. You know, he couldn't get around that 31. What's the better way to get around him if you can't do it on track? It's on pit lane.
Leapfrog him in the pits.
Ed Teasley continues to lead. 15 laps to go. Gonna have to make another stop, I would assume. However, he's got 2.5 seconds back to Brett Bullard. Might be able to start a little bit more lift and coast. In 5th gear, trying to do everything he can. Still feel possible. Might not be able to make it the distance, but at least spend as little time on pit road as possible.
I'll tell you what, how about Mr. No Bull? He's got all the bull under that hood tonight. The man behind Tier 1, and that is a great dude. Ray, if you don't know Brett Bulliard, this guy does everything, when it comes to iRacing. They have their own broadcasting. They have their own setup shops. They do custom car designs, and him and I have worked together a little bit, but this guy here, he is a heck of a wheel man, and I'm glad to finally see it starting to show up here in EOL. He's in that second place position. Strong run for him. Let's see if he can close this one out with a solid top 5 or heck, maybe even a podium. That would be huge.
And now he is in a good position for it. Last pitted on 1:21. As we did say, that's 54 laps to go. Initially thought at the beginning of this race it was kind of a 45 to 50 lap window. These guys do more. We're going to see if drivers like Thad Teasley, or Brock Whitehead even, last came in on 119. Be a little tougher for him. Christian Rose also came in on 121. Brian Catalano. So he's got just a second between him and Dalton McKenny. On board is within half a second of Dalton as well.
Yeah, Tom Bourne has hit the afterburner on this particular segment of the race as we close in now here to the part where it gets good. He is closed in on that 46 in no time. When I said Tom Bomb, he has to bob it in there because he's usually that much faster than you on entry. And when he wants to get the boogie under the hoodie, he's going to hit that go-go pedal. And now he's having the same problem, though, we've seen earlier in this race. He's caught up to him. Can he get around him? That's yet to be seen. Dalton McKenny, the 46, another good driver, and he knows how to do the same thing that the 31 does so well. And he'll put that car right where it's going to most impact you aerodynamically. Let's see if Bourne can find a way around this 46.
Outside and being able to be this versatile, up to the top, down to the bottom, really going to allow you, really help you make these passes. Talk about how difficult it is to make a pass when you get into this dirty air with the next-gen car. But this is important. Dalton McKenny knows it. He goes up and blocks Tom Bourne's top lane. Bourne gets into the wall a little bit, gets a touch of a run coming up off of the corner, but that might just be a little bit of toe. We've got 9 laps to go, and if the top 4 can't make it, this is effectively the race for the win. Easily still staying out, though. He's got 2.9 over Brett Bullard in second, Brock Whitehead in third, and Charlie Childress trying to take one home in fourth. Alan, we talked about Mr. Orange at the beginning of the chat, tried to call it for his boy.
Yeah, he called his shot. Here he is up there in fourth, one spot out of the final podium spot. And, well, guess what?
Well, he's coming in.
He's coming in.
Still, though, great
On board to the
run
outside
for
of McKinney.
Childress.
Childress has to pit with 7 laps to go. Easley and Bullard stayed out 2 laps longer. Granted, they got to pit under yellow. And here comes Thad Teasley from the race lead. Brett Bullard's going to follow him in. He's coming in pretty aggressive.
The
Brock
31's coming as
Whitehead
well.
comes in. Got to imagine it's just going to be a splash and go for these top 3. Christian Rose stays out with 7 laps to go. Now 6 laps to go.
Does he know something we don't know?
I'll tell you what,
He's
if there's
also
a
almost
driver
a
that
lap
can,
behind these guys.
you're absolutely right. That's what I was going to say. But hey, the Rabid Rooster knows how to pull one out of the hat. I mean, we've seen this with him a couple years ago when he won the championship. I mean, he has developed and came so much, or has come so far as a driver here in that 14 machine. Hubka Motorsports entry. He's drove a great race. That Camaro is still showroom clean. Being scored currently in the 4th position. Liam, where are those guys that were just on pit road? I assume they're coming off right in front of Christian Roos as we speak right now.
Yes, sir. They're right in front. Thad Teasley is right in front. Got 3 seconds between him and Tom Bourne. Tom Bourne on much fresher tires came in on 149. Gonna be about 30 laps fresher than what Thad Teasley has, but there's 5 laps remaining. That's 16 to try to chase down the pole sitter, the fastest man in qualifying, trying to be the fastest man to finish here tonight. 5 laps to go. He may be able to make this happen. Christian Rose trying to hold on for 2nd place. It'll be tough for him to make it to the end, but if anybody can do it, I think he's been working on it from the get-go of this run. Tom Bourne comes across the line that time around. He was 3/10 slower than your race leader, Thad Teasley. 4 laps to go, and it's 3.5 seconds now. The gap increases.
I mean, did Tad just save enough? And can Christian Roos pull something out of that hat?
I don't know if the
I'm telling
14's
you.
gonna. I don't know if the 14's gonna be the one to worry about. I think it's all Tom Bourne, but with 3 laps to go and still 3.4 separating Tom Bourne from Thad Teasley. Topsy-turvy right now, that's for sure.
Topsy-turvy it is this time by the popsicle sticks are going to go in the air. You would think that Tom Bourne would be there. However, that is not the case. Thad Teasley clearly left something in the fuel tank, and he has hit the switch. 2 laps to go, and we still have roughly the same interval as he hauls it off into the turns 1 and 2 complex. He's going to keep it painted about a half an inch off of that white line and come back up the racetrack as he's still got the hammer down, going down the backstretch. Kristen Roos fading. He is going the wrong way. Almost 2 seconds now between himself and 2nd place. Tom Bourne doing everything he can, but Liam, I don't think he's going to have enough time to get there.
Oh, he's not. And here's the white flag, sponsored by Crawford. 1 lap to go for Thad Teasley. He started this race on the pole, had himself a tough midpoint, fell all the way outside of the top 25 and just kept clawing his way back, passing cars under green, inside, outside, getting it done on pit lane, and his crew, along with that driver, had the perfect money stop. Thad Teasley, with the splash and go, takes it home in Kansas. Christian Rose makes it home to finish 2nd, and Tom Bourne passes 26 drivers throughout the course of the day to finish in third.
You can hear the drivers over the radio congratulating the 33 on punching his ticket into victory lane. And Liam, I agree with everything you just said about the 33. And how about the Rabid Rooster, Christian Roos, in that 15 machine, showing out tonight, coming home with a strong second place finish. Tom Bourne comes home third. That is a solid podium as he burns the house down. He's going to get the rest of those good out of those good years. What a drive out of this man. Huge statement win here, if you ask me, guys. I don't think anyone in this series has won from the pole this year. Thad Teasley does it tonight in primetime.
Not only did he win from the pole, but he got passed on the first lap. Let's not forget that. Crisato, with a phenomenal start to the race, got it on the outside, took the lead. Thad Teasley didn't lead a lap until after the midway point of this race. As we'll take a look at his... Oh, we got... Take a look at his chart real quick. See, he didn't lead a lap until after lap 100. Once he took that lead, he did not lose it. Burns it down. Christian Rose, second place. Parked it on the front stretch for a photo op. Tom Bourne, straight to the pits. Expected.
Brock
for these
Whitehead's
guys,
going to round out the top five. Sorry to talk over you there.
Oh, no, you're all... Noah Jackson, Brock Whitehead rounding top five. Keep on running through that while we wait for top three to get up in here. McKenny in
Ryan
sixth.
White's...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Dalton McKinney's going to come home in sixth. Well, Ryan White going to come home seventh. How about Childress? Still gets himself a top 10. Great run for that T-Rex in the 24 team. Patrick McQuaid, Lightning McQuaid, comes home ninth, while Zachary Woods, the faster pastor, going to round out your top 10. Ryan Catalano is going to come home 12th, while CJ Papa in the Ford. Good for a 13th place finishing result. Ryan Catalano, Mr. Top It Off Sauce, 14th, and rounding out your top 15, Charles Whitehead. Liam, as I believe we now have a couple of these drivers ready for interviews, standing by.
As we wait for Thad to get in with Tom Bourne and take that one over.
Well, thank you. Tom, Matt, up in the booth. You got a copy, my friend?
Oh, geez. Okay, I got to talk to you up here now.
Sorry. It wasn't my plan.
I know.
My bad, Tom.
It's okay.
Well, Tom, that 16 had some serious boogie under the hoodie tonight. Obviously, I know you as a race car driver. You're not happy unless you come home with a checkered flag, at least from my time as being a teammate with you. How are you able to survive all the chaos out there on the racetrack at times, get yourself into position, and have the speed when it mattered to come home P3?
Just not quitting on the race. We got wrecked early, no caution for some reason. I don't know why iRacing wasn't throwing the cautions for the wrecks on the backstretch, but we got involved in that, and I ended up taking the lap to try and get damage repair, and I just never got the caution when I needed it until probably about 80 laps in. Even with the damage, the car was fast. It was just we didn't have the qualifying run we wanted. I hit the wall in qualifying that got rid of the laps, and it was just behind the eight ball from there. And luckily, we got some strategy to go our way and cautions to actually fall our way, and I'm happy to escape here with a top three. Would have loved to win, don't get me wrong, but throughout the entire race, I didn't deserve to be up there just with how the race was going. So I will gladly walk out with a top three.
That's a heck of a performance, heck of a drive from you, especially with a wounded race car. You mentioned that qualifying effort that you had being a little bit lackluster, in your opinion. How important was track position tonight? And was dirty air a huge problem for you? I know it was for me. Almost like I just couldn't do anything. I could catch up to somebody, no problem, but I just could not pierce that bubble at times. It seemed like almost impossible.
Yeah, surprisingly, the tire fall off was not as big as I thought it was going to be. And combine that with dirty air and whatnot, trying to work your way through the field. I mean, you you've experienced it too tonight. It was just you hit that wake, and all of a sudden your car just wanted to go straight. Um, and it was just not fun. You basically had to go wherever anyone else wasn't. Track position was very, very, very important tonight. And for some reason, the majority of mile and a halves are. It's almost impossible to pass, and now with the new side draft physics and everything, it makes it even harder. And dirty air, you can just aero block the guys behind you, and they'll just be running fine. And next thing you know, they're in the wall because they hit your wake the wrong way. So it is what it is. Everybody just got to learn to essentially drive with it. But I know there's a there's a lot of people that are never really out back that really don't have to deal with it. They might have to deal with 2, 3 cars in front of them, where some people have to deal with 23 or 24 cars in front of them. So, and that's the ones you got to worry about when they're back there. They've never really experienced it, especially during the race.
No, very well said. I couldn't agree with you more there, Tom. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Born to Be Wild himself. He always fires it up when it's the nighttime. But before we cut you loose, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on that 16? The floor is yours.
Yeah. First off, thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. Another great one. Always go back and rewatch. Might have to skip over Matt, you being in the booth, but
Fair enough.
no, I'm kidding.
I get
Um,
it.
no, it's fine. As you're just as good broadcasting as you are racing me on track. So, um, no, all jokes aside, though, you guys put on a great broadcast, and Matt, it's good hearing you in the booth and whatnot. Like you did sometimes last year, filling in for Scott with Seth. Um, Christian, he brought me back onto the team this year. We've been putting together solid races, and hats off to him for saving enough fuel tonight. I really don't know how he did it, but I mean, hats off to him. Um, Reaper Apparel, Milwaukee Tools, Ghost Energy, whatever other sponsors I don't remember. Sydney, Kira, Melissa, they're all watching. You know, this race is kind of dedicated to Sydney just because she did lose her grandmother on Easter, so tried to put out a good performance for her. And, hopefully we impressed, and everybody else watching. You guys wouldn't be able to make it possible if you weren't showing the support. So thank you again, and Hubka for remaining to keep this league open. We're gonna go for a third championship this year, and hopefully we can end up getting it done.
Well, Tom, I think it's safe to say you keep putting on performances like you did tonight, and you'll be in great shape when it comes down to go time. Thanks for your time up here in the booth. We'll be speaking with you again really soon. Have a great week, and we'll send it back topside to Liam.
Thanks, guys.
Tom Bourne, your third place finisher, and go ahead, and I'll take care of the race winner here. Got Thad Teasley got her done here tonight, and man, that was an impressive showing. Obviously, you were quickest in qualifying. You started on the pole, but you lost the lead initially. It was kind of, after that lap 50 or so point, it was kind of just clawing your way back. Sorry.
Yeah.
What was it like working your way through the field and kind of overcoming that adversity?
Yeah, I think it was that first pit stop. Yeah, I sped on pit road and got me behind, but I was keeping pace with the leaders. Um, wasn't really pushing it, trying to save tire, just watching everybody lines, seeing how they was running, and towards the end, I just got lucky with the cautions, and then once everybody got trapped a lap down, I just had to just maintain pace.
Did you know your call was going to be to stay out as long as possible, flash and go it at the end, or what kind of influenced that call in that run?
Yeah, that was gonna be my call. I lost too many races taking tires, so I had a plan. I was not taking tires, just a splash and go.
And I suppose it must have felt pretty good coming out a couple seconds in front of Tom then. He came out there with 6 to go.
Yes, yes, sir. And I do believe I think it was the 14. He about got around me, but I think he had old tires as well, so it was easy to defend him off.
Yeah, he had actually not pitted since we won that for on
Really?
old everything.
Yeah, he was old. Yeah, so we was equal tires, so it was just maintaining pace, kind of little aero block the first couple laps. Then once I created a little gap, ease off and run my own line.
Drove a phenomenal race here and a virtually flawless second half. You did nothing but pass cars and maintain the lead. Who do you want to thank for such a strong run? Who helps you get it done in that visor third heavy?
Yeah, I like to thank my team. We really work on our adjustments and talk throughout the race, seeing what adjustments we're gonna make, what pace they're running, what the tire wear, and we go from there.
Awesome stuff, man. You performed phenomenally tonight. We're looking forward to talking to you again soon. Congratulations on the win. And you have to.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, and then Alan, I think you've got our second place driver, Christian Rose.
Christian, it's Alan and Liam and Matt up in the booth. How's it going?
Good. How about you guys?
Hey, look, man, what a phenomenal run. Take us to the race and what more you could have needed to get around Tad.
I needed more fuel. No, I had a really good short run or really good single lap speed, shown by qualifying there. Short run itself and middle of the run speed was not there by any means. It really came to me late in the runs. Those long green flag runs that we had, I was catching back up to people that had already got past me and everything. And that last caution there, seeing that we were going back green with, I think it was 50 laps left and we could get about 47 and a half to 48 on a tank. I started saving probably 3-4 laps deep into that run and saved for probably 15, 20 laps and picked it back up again when I thought I had enough according to my calculator, and it left me short there again. So I had to start saving again. And at that point, I think the damage was done. There was no way I was going to be able to keep pace and catch that. So good for him for his splash and go or whatever he had there to get out ahead of me. I'm really happy with the second place here. Like I said, the short run speed wasn't there, so I was really hoping for a long green flag run, and everything just kind of fell into place with saving fuel here at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, congratulations. It's such a great run. And, it seems like pit stops has always been the key here all night. What was it like, from your advantage or perspective, were you able to move around the racetrack like you needed to?
Oh, definitely. I love Kansas. It's one of my favorite tracks, and one of the main reasons for that is you can move everywhere. It's so wide. There's so many different ways you can get around here. I screwed myself a couple times by entering way too high, trying to take the Larson line and put myself in the wall, and each time I'd lose almost half a second to a second, it seemed like. But this is one of those tracks, and this setup was really good where you could really put the car wherever you need it to, especially on fresh tires. Late in the run, once you started losing that right front, it'd get a little bit tight. So you had to finagle things a little bit, but still you could do what you needed to get it where you needed to go, and it was really good. Yeah.
Well, look, man. Once again, congratulations on that second place finish. But before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done on that 14 car?
Want to give a huge shout out to all my sponsors: Smoke Pit, Adrenaline Rush Coffee Company, Grind Sim Racing, 1-3 Speed, Johnny Williams for putting this car together, the paint for me. This is a special one for me, and he always does it. So he got it done this week. Huge shout out to him. Shout out to Hubka and everybody else putting on this league. You guys for the broadcast, and as always, my wife. Once again, taking care of the kids, so I can sit behind a computer screen and pretend race cars.
Awesome job. Well, once again, congratulations on the second place finish, and we'll see you on the next one.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
That's going to about do it for us here. We're going to go ahead and run through our results page and show you guys what we've got here. Ed Teasley gets the job done over Christian Rose, Tom Bourne, Noah Jackson, Hawk, Alton McKinney, Ryan White, Charlie Childress, Patrick McQuaid, and Zach Woods round out the top 10. The rest of the grid is going to scroll underneath there on the bottom side. Ed Teasley led 56 laps today. Take the lead until after lap 100. Speedway, our hard charger of the race, Tom Bourne, up 26 positions. 175 laps today. Had a 260-mile race. Most laps led of those 175 was Thad Teasley. 8 different flag lead changes with leaders. Fastest lap of the race went to Noah Jackson. Fastest lap of qualifying went to our race with Thad Teasley. 5 cautions today for 6 total laps, bringing us to a lot of green flag racing, a decent amount of green flag pit stops, and a heck of a lot of drama to carry us through from lap 1 to 175. Well, boys, I'm going to let you guys get in. A few final words. What are your final thoughts on what we saw here today at Kansas? Matt, especially you. You got kind of the 50-50 gimmick here. You spent 50% of the race in the race and 50% up here.
Hey, it's the 50-50 deals that I kind of like sometimes because you're coming off a low, right? Because obviously the race did not meet expectations. But then you have the old boys from SRM say, hey, come on up here in the booth, call a race with us. So you get to end the night on a high note. So great to be back up here in the Sim Racing Media booth with Liam. Obviously, you and I have spent a lot of time up here together. Same with the Allen experience. Had a great time up here with you guys. And as far as the racing goes, I mean, I think the 33, sometimes when you get behind, you're the pole sitter, right? So you have all this confidence come to the drop of the green flag. And when someone just blows your doors off like that, sometimes that gives you a jolt. You kind of resets yourself. Hey, you know what? I'm not the guy to beat. And it seemed like whatever, Thad found, whenever he got that car or he adjusted the way he was driving this racetrack, he made those fine-tune adjustments. I mean, he was gone. I mean, no one had anything for him. And I think, just maybe the way he got kind of left in the dust on the start of that race really made him go to work and figure things out and could have potentially projected him into victory lane. Great to see my old teammates, Roos and Tom Bourne, having great runs tonight. And Alan, it's been a pleasure, buddy. And who knows? Maybe we get to do this again sometime. And again, hope everything is well and good with SRM. And Jonathan Leach, I hope you are well, brother. Thanks for letting me up here in the booth for a little bit.
Sir Alan, what have you got here?
Oh man, what a race here! What a race here tonight! As I piggyback off of Matt's sedatives, and a lot of action. Only 5 cautions, and we as we carry on in the next part of the season, Matt, I wish you well in the latter part of the season, But it's always fun to watch those red line drivers get out there and mix it up. And well, Liam, let's land this plane.
Been an absolutely phenomenal show, and Matt, we can't thank you enough for spending some time with us up in the booth. Definitely didn't have to after your, sometimes when a race doesn't go well for me, I just want to get off and watch some TV. Can't thank you enough.
This was the
spending time
best
with
medicine. Thank you for having me. Best medicine to completely flip the mood around was being up here with you guys. I appreciate it again.
Absolutely, and well, as always, I like to quote Cletus and say, "Do it for Dale, be like Biff." You guys walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Have a good night, folks.